I really didn't know I had osteoporosis. I thought I had back problems. And I had been going to the pain clinic for years. And finally I went to a back doctor, and he said, you have osteoporosis, spinal stenosis, and what's the other one? That's associated with back, I can't remember. But the osteoporosis was really bad, and so was the spinal stenosis. And it got so bad that I was walking like a pretzel, like that. I couldn't straighten up. And my brother came to visit me from the States, and got the scare of his life. He said, like, what, you know? Anyway, I had back surgery, to make a long story short. And broken bones before that. I broke my ankle bone, the joint, really badly. And that is where the whole thing started. It got to the point where I was walking, and I was walking bone on bone in my ankle. It was rubbing. And you talk about pain. Holy moly. And then I broke my wrist. What else did I break? I think that was it. But I was very careful. I was paranoid about falling after I broke my ankle, because that was in 1971, so I wasn't that old. I was born in 39. I would say the pain is not imaginary, that is for sure. There is really pain there, and people feel it. It hurt. And sometimes medication doesn't even help. I was on morphine, didn't do a thing. And he looked at me after he saw my x-rays and said to me, he looked me straight in the eye and he said, I have never seen such a bad case of osteoporosis. I said, thank you very much. And he's the one that left the pamphlet for the Osteoporosis Society, which I filled out, and this is how I was contacted. And he did the surgery, and I went home after being in rehab for 3 months, and all of a sudden my legs gave way. I couldn't walk. That's what put me in here. Actually, I go to the osteoporosis clinic, and I get a bone scan, and I'm on, he increased my vitamin D. Also, I was very fortunate. He suggested that I have Forteo shots. Okay, and I was lucky that my insurance company covered most of it, because it's very expensive. And I had the shots for 2 years. And they really helped, because he said that my bone scan was up 0.6 or 6, whatever. So he was very pleased. I said to him, you think you could work at stretching now? See, if my bones are better, maybe you could stretch me. You could make me a little taller, because I lost 6 inches. I have no pain. Odd time I get when I get up in the morning, or I lie down at night, and I figure that's from sitting. And it's really in my lower back. But as far as pain that I have known, don't have any. So, usually when I go and I take my walker, because the therapist has encouraged me, and I can go upstairs now. Plus I eat, green vegetables when I can get them. Broccoli. I'm lactose intolerant. They do have milk. I don't drink milk. I used to drink milk, but I would tell residents, you have to eat yogurt and cheese and drink milk. And if you don't like broccoli, eat it anyway. Put some seasoning or something on it. Well, then I would tell them. I didn't know there was a test for osteoporosis. Then I would recommend they ask the doctor to give them a test, because it's so important. I mean, it's so sad to see people really hunched over. It must be hard to live with that. Don't break a bone. Don't fall, he says, because all my medication, my magic potions, I'm not going to put you back together again. So I said to him, I guess I'm like Humpty Dumpty. If I fall, that's it. And I am scared to death of falling. And yet, I can't live a life in a bubble. I have to take some risks. Like some of the PSWs, they say to me, don't fall. I said to them, listen, fall is not in my vocabulary. I don't know that word. If I want to walk a little bit by myself, and I feel I could go from here to there, and there's something, if I need to hold on to, I'm going to do it. But they have a fit. But I can't live. And you know what, sometimes I do, you get up without thinking. You're so used to, you know? And then, oh my God, no, you know? And like I said to the doctor, I'd really like to graduate to a cane. And he looked at me and he said, you know, he said, you're much safer with a walker. He says, stick to your walker. Not to give up. Not to give up. Because there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Yes, it's possible to live in a long-term care home with osteoporosis. Very definitely. Because if the staff knows that you're, well, if you see here, if you walk down the hall and you look at the pictures or on the outside of the room, some of them have a little leaf. That person is prone to falling. So they know. And then the physiotherapist, she is fantastic. She's on top of it. If somebody falls, she's right there to reassessment to see what's going on. So that's a big plus. Take the medication for sure. And I do cheat meat and I do cheat meat cheese, and I love ice cream. I could live on ice cream. And that's full of milk, full of calcium. And chocolate, that's made with milk, it's full of calcium. Yeah, I do physio 3 times a week to maintain my mobility, because I get very stiff. Yes, I do balance exercises 3 times a week. Yeah, increase my balance, then I can maybe, instead of falling, kind of hold myself back. Well, I have a walker. We don't have grab bars in the bathroom, but I do have a thing over the toilet with handles, so I can hold on to that to get up. I make sure there are no obstacles in my way for me to trip, and I make sure that my shoelaces are tied, because I had long shoelaces and she didn't double tie them, and I went into the bathroom and I turned around and my one foot went on the foot that the lace was, and I went flying right into the tub. I was lucky I didn't break anything. So boy, I make sure I have double lace shoes all the time. And I see people walking around, also people walk around with shoes that are not, to me, proper for walking. Sorry. No, but people do. They walk around with their laces untied, and to me that's very scary. I keep saying, I just tell the kids in my class, tie your shoelaces. So I really, when I say watch where you walk, yeah, do that. Make sure you don't go into a hole. Make sure your shoelaces are tied, because a lot of them don't tie their shoes. And be careful. I mean, you have to be careful. You know, it's hard to think about those things. Yeah, who thinks about something when you're gonna, and stay off those shoes. I mean, those shoes that they're wearing today, I don't know how they walk in them, because if your foot's like this and you're running, you're gonna fall. And if you fall, guess what? The biggest impact was landing in a long-term care home. I was totally devastated when I came here. I was like, I couldn't, yeah. But then again, when I first came, I was in a lot of pain. And I wasn't always coherent. According to my kids, I was on another planet. But when I finally realized I couldn't go to the bathroom when I wanted. I couldn't get up when I wanted. I couldn't go to sleep when I wanted. I couldn't eat when I wanted. I couldn't go out, get in my car and go. That really, that, I don't even know how to describe it. No, nobody, it's beyond description. And you have to walk a mile in my shoes before you understand. Tell them to make sure they took their calcium and their vitamin D, and they got exercise to keep limber, and ate the right food, and watch where you go. It was just like, watch.
What are your biggest losses as a result of osteoporosis?
My independence. Independence, to be able to go and do as I please.
Those are big losses.
It's a very big loss. Yeah, and I'm still having a hard time adjusting to it. You know, I still feel I want to go and do, but I can only go and do so far. You know? Yeah, I worry about my daughters because one of my daughters has osteopenia. And so she's a candidate for osteoporosis. And she's very tiny. She's taking calcium and vitamin D, but I worry because I know that she's not standing straight. I'm just hoping she's not gonna curve. Okay, I think it's important for residents, if they have the knowledge about osteoporosis, they should talk to their families and their children about it to make sure they're taking the proper medication to prevent osteoporosis in later years of life, because you never know. Yeah, it's very important, especially in your children, because if you're seeing the same signs and symptoms in your children that you had, and you developed osteoporosis, that is doubly important for you to make sure that they're doing the right things to prevent getting osteoporosis later on. It really is.